Welcome to Jamie's Sideline Podcast. I am your host, of course, James Messner. This is Lori. Hello, Lori. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, actually. A little bit of sniffles, but I'm doing okay.
So this is going to be a good show today. I have some major stuff to talk to you about, including the fact that the NFL playoffs are in full swing. And, well, not in full swing, but they're getting there. We're getting close to playoff football. So we're going to talk a little bit of playoff football. We're going to make our predictions for the playoffs, and we're going to talk much more things. But first, before I get on with anything, you may be wondering, what is at the Hype Network doing in the title of my show? Lovely viewer, I'm going to answer that for you. Well, couple nights ago, I don't know if you know her very well, but if you do know her and you're in the Black community, Angel Hill, Ricky Prime, and a couple other prevalent Black members of the Black community have started a network to help each other's shows grow and perform. So that is going to be there from now on because I'm an official part of the Hype Network. So congratulations to me and everybody else who's on the network. It's a great honor to be part of the network and hopefully help our shows grow and help each other out with our shows and things. So that'll be good. Otherwise, how's life with you, Lauren? Long time no see. This kind of a reunion, so to speak.
Yeah, it is. We've been apart for over a week. So I'm doing okay. Leanne's growing. It's
mom stuff.
Mom stuff. It's been a week of mom stuff.
Yeah, my week has been crazy with school. Obviously, most of you who are in school, most of you are out of school, but for those of you who are in school, I don't know when your winter break is, but mine is next week. So we are preparing for semester finals, end of semester finals. So it's been a bunch of studying and essays and final exam essays and things of that nature. I know, fun stuff. But without
I don't have to. I'm homeschooled.
But without further ado, let's get into some NFL football. So, a lot of you have been wondering, how have you guys' teams been doing in the playoff race, and have they clinched a spot? Well, we'll find out in a minute. Obviously, you've heard the most exciting news coming out, well, not besides the Steelers winning against the Colts, but the most exciting news coming out of the NFL is that the Cardinals clinched a guaranteed playoff spot to hold on against the Vikings. But with playoff football, just mere weeks away, we're going to get into this week's upcoming games, and then we're going to make a little bit of predictions to see who is going to the playoffs. So, first game we have up on the card here, a game that has been very, very exciting to watch, and I say that with sarcasm. Colts and Jaguars. The reason I covered this game is, there may be some Jaguar fans kind of losing hope. And, after the Colts got demolished last week against the Steelers, it may be the same with those Colts fans. So let's give them the light of day. And on Jamie's Sideline Podcast, let's review their game. All right. I think it's unanimous.
Oh no!
All right. Did I watch a football game or? I don't know. Anyways, on a more serious note, I don't think a lot of you care. So let's skip over that game. I've been waiting to do that segment all week. Ever since I saw that game on the schedule. Alright, so a game that our friend John, who I don't think could be here today, but that's okay because we have Lori, as always. A game that John has been waiting in anticipation for. He's probably, if he was here right now, he'd be having a big smile on his face and bashing, saying the Bears are gonna lose. But it's the Bears and Redskins. Let's make our predictions.
John's in the room.
Oh, John's in the room. Jesus, I didn't see that. I was on the NFL website. Sorry, John. Well, it's a good thing you're here. You can tell us how awesome your team is.
Awesome. We aren't that awesome.
So Bears and Redskins.
Awesome.
Yeah, what about us?
Let's start with Lori. Bears and Redskins.
Oh, let's start with Lori. I skip Lori today. Lori's been in mom mode all week.
All right, that's cool. Well, we gotta go with someone who's, I'm sure, going to bring us some joyous commentary on how the Redskins are the best team in the NFL. John, what's your prediction for this game? Redskins
Jamie, first of all, I've never said they were the best team in the NFL.
No, never.
Second,
well, you've hinted at it.
No, I never have. I never said.
No, he's never.
Thank you, Lori.
All right.
I've never hinted at it. That's you, Jamie. You're putting words in my mouth. And don't worry, Hurtless Burger is coming for you this week.
Hurtless Burger won the game last week, so
I'm talking about next week. I'm talking about this weekend. But no, I think we'll do all right. Adam Gase's offense is kind of working right now with Jay Cutler. I mean, I'm worried, but I'm not, because the last time we played the Bears in Chicago, D'Angelo Hall had 4 interceptions, which tied a individual career high for any player in one game. So 4 picks in a game. I'm going with my guy D Hall, aka Redskins win by 10.
All right, 10.
We keep the division lead.
Now you're playing the Bears, right? Yep. Okay, so yeah, I have to naturally root for the Redskins.
There we go. We got one.
To agree with you. I think it's unanimous, but not by 10, but by 14.
So you're giving us more credit, Jamie.
Yeah.
Wow. So you like the Redskins more than the Steelers? That's awesome.
No, I never said that. And you see, now you're putting words in my mouth.
Only fair. It's only fair.
But anyways, moving on. I always have to do this because we have a loyal Raiders fan on Blab, our wonderful CTO Furcon, who has promised he would be not promised, but he has said he would be a special guest on the show one of these days. So basically, we have to cover this game just for him, just in case he watches the replay or decides to jump in the room. Redskins and Broncos. Peyton Manning.
Raiders and Broncos.
Sorry, Raiders and Broncos. Jeez, I cannot speak. So Raiders and Broncos. Peyton Manning. So how do you see this playing out?
It's Brock Lobster versus versus the man who can drive a car. So I mean, Derek Carr, the man who can finally drive a car, aka the Oakland Raiders. They just re-signed Michael Crabtree, gave him a contract extension. I like the Raiders a lot, but Osweiler's the man right now. Broncos win by 7.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, I would say Broncos by 3. I'm I'm going to predict that it's going to be a much closer game. But after that heartbreaker of a game that they had last week, I'm kind of on the flip side with this one because I'm pulling for them because they really, in my opinion, obviously in football there's one winner and one loser, but obviously
Not always.
they need a boost, and I think if they win this game, it's going to give them a boost. So I'd say Broncos by 3, but I'm secretly hoping the Raiders pull it.
Why are you hoping the Raiders? Right? Why are you hoping the Raiders pull it?
Because of the heartbreaker they had last week, and I don't want that to happen again. That was a heartbreaker for them. So
heartbreaker, schmartbreaker, man. They this year, they look good, but it's the Broncos, man. You can't say you're secretly rooting for the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders they have a nice young nucleus, but it's better to have what the Raiders have than what the Broncos have going forward offensively. But you can't even root for Oakland right now. What are the chances they make it to the playoffs, Jamie? What do you think?
Not very likely.
Exactly, because the Chiefs have won 6 straight. The Chiefs look really good. I'd rather have the Chiefs be better than the Raiders right now.
Okay. So the next game I wanted to get to before we make our quick little predictions for the playoffs and then get out of here. The last game I wanted to cover was the Steelers and Bengals. Now, I know what you're going to say, that it's a no-brainer and that the Steelers are going to probably lose. But I got to pull for my favorite team, and I'm going to say Steelers by 6. I'm going to say it's a close game. It comes down to the wire, and then Ben Roethlisberger throws a pass to Antonio Brown, and we pull it out.
I like that. I like Antonio Brown getting a touchdown because that helps me in fantasy. But if we're going real life, Jamie, I could still get a touchdown from Antonio Brown and have the Bengals win. Bengals by 14.
All right. Well, you know what they say, and the phrase is very true, any given Sunday. So, you know.
But who's better this year? Who's better this year?
I can admit the Bengals are better this year, but I strongly believe in
Hurtlesberger and boys.
I'm strongly believing that we can at least make it to the wild card, if not a division playoffs.
Well, the thing about it is that you don't hold your own destiny. So if the Chiefs win out, or no, the Chiefs are already ahead of you. There's one team behind you that if they win out, they get the spot over the Steelers, even if they were to win out as well. So it's just a crazy way to have that wild card happen at the end of the year. But, is Ben Roethlisberger good enough without Le'Veon Bell? I mean, I don't think so. Against elite teams in the AFC, Jamie?
What?
Can Hurtlesberger and his lack of having Le'Veon Bell and always getting knocked to the ground and a subpar defense that can't really cover receivers that well, can they do well against the elite teams in the AFC? I don't think so.
I think they can. I think that, what they say, defense wins game, and I can 100% agree with you that our defense has been lackluster, subpar. But, we do have D'Angelo Williams, and yes, he's not the best in the world, but when you give him the ball, he can generate most of the time. Mm-hmm. So I would have to go Steelers by 6.
Okay.
Lori, do you have anything commentary-wise, or?
No.
It's
she already said she already said she's in mom mode.
Yeah, true.
Which to me means absolutely nothing because I am not a parent. So. Whatever.
Neither am I. Okay, so
Thank goodness you're not.
teen pregnancy. I'm just kidding.
Lori should jump in right now and give you a lecture, Jamie. She should do that right now because that is not right. You should never say that. Don't even think about that. Don't even think
I
about
was
that.
joking. Jeez. I know. I've already seen what it does to kids. I already know kids who are already that way, and they're only a junior in high school. So, anyways, let's get to kind of a thing that I kind of already covered at the beginning of the show, but I want to cover it with you to get your opinion. So the Cardinals hold on 22-20 against the Vikings. They obviously clinch a playoff spot with this win. How far do you think that the Cardinals are going to go, if far at all? And do you think this was luck or a solid team?
Oh, it's totally a solid team. It's been a work in progress. If you look at the Cardinals last year, they were on a roll until Carson Palmer got hurt and went down. And as soon as he went down, the team just blew. They sucked. They didn't do very well. This year, a full season of a healthy Carson Palmer, still with Bruce Arians. They still have Michael Floyd. I mean, they have Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best receivers of all time. Their offensive line is so much improved. They're legit. They're real. They are so legit. And they'll probably, if I had to make a bet now, they'd probably go to the NFC Championship game against Carolina, and then it would be just a brawl to see who gets to the Super Bowl.
So, with playoffs just mere weeks away, that time where we battle it out to see who goes to the big game, the Super Bowl. So obviously it's kind of a shake-up type of season because I would say it's easy in some ways to predict who's going and who's not, but I'd say it's hard as well. I'd say anything can happen at any time, and you just never know with these type of things. What's your prediction for playoffs?
I'm on my phone, so I can't check the stuff. You want me to tell you who's going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, who's going to make it and who's going to do well come the last week?
I mean, coming down the stretch here, Arizona and Carolina look unbelievable. They should be 1-2 in the NFC. It's going to be pathetic, but it's going to be the Redskins, Giants, Eagles, or even Cowboys who's going to get a home playoff game. I can't even predict who's going to win our division. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up this year. Like I said, there's obviously teams that
no, Jamie, it's not that it's a toss-up. It's that everybody sucks.
Well, if it was
a toss-up, I'd say yeah, it's a toss-up, but it's not.
In your division, yeah.
Yeah, no, we suck. And the Steelers, I hope, make the playoffs. I hope they make it as a wild card, but you never know.
You never know. Any given Sunday.
Yes, but
very true.
That's so cliche to use. The Steelers, to me, if they make it into the playoffs, they'll be stumbling into the playoffs and might not even get past the wild card round. They might if they have to play Cincinnati again because Cincinnati doesn't do well in primetime games or the playoffs under Andy Dalton. But maybe this is a new year for Andy Dalton, especially if they have to end up playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. But right now, if you go with the way the seeds are, it would be New England against Pittsburgh in New England. Sorry, Pittsburgh isn't going to do well in Denver or New England, maybe even Cincinnati. If they play Cincinnati in the first round, that'd be the best chance I'd give them.
You saw in the first week of football, the Patriots and Steelers faced off, and obviously Steelers didn't do well. Obviously, teams prepare for these things, but I tend to agree with you. Steelers and Bengals would be the best shot for the Steelers.
Or the Colts, because the Colts just suck. Andrew Luck might not even be back. He might not even be ready.
Yeah. Obviously, speaking of the Patriots, let's talk about them for a minute. The Patriots obviously do fairly well each year, but I see a well improved team. Not that they weren't improved before, but I see a strong team heading into playoffs. Would you tend to agree? And what is their best shot moving forward in the playoffs?
I mean, the thing is, Jamie, they've never slumped, so you can't say they're much improved. They've been at this level since 2000. I mean, they've gone, what is it? It's been, I think, 14 straight years of at least 10 wins. So you can't say that they were not doing well. They've always been doing well. It's just stumbling in the playoffs.
Fairly well every year.
And so it's, from here, it's, all right, they were undefeated. They lost a couple games. And to me, it's more of a relief for the Patriots because they don't have to live up to the expectations of potentially what happened in 2007 when they were 18 and no one had one giant loss. Do you think? Oh, sorry. Do I think what?
I was gonna say. Do you think for a team, especially like the Patriots, who have been, ridiculed and accused of, being cheaters, even though they're very successful, do you think come playoff time that puts a lot of pressure on the coaching staff to please the league, please the fans?
No, because here's the thing, Jamie. Spygate, meaning stealing signs, every team does it. They've done it since they could look across to the other sideline, aka the whole time the league has been able to play football games on Sundays. So stealing signs wasn't anything new. It was just that they were videotaping them. That was the big difference. But it's still the same thing that's been going on fundamentally since the early days of Hank Stram and Vince Lombardi and even people previous to them. And then Deflategate, what happened? They were found that nothing actually occurred. Tom Brady's suspension was overturned. So it's not that they want to please the league. The Patriots have never been one to say, oh my gosh, I need to change what we're doing, or we need to change what we're doing to help the league. No, the Patriots, step to their own beat. They aren't, they don't care about anyone else but themselves. So all these cheating allegations that have gone against them since, 06 or whatever, it doesn't matter. It means absolutely nothing to the Patriots because guess what? They're still in the playoffs every year. They're still contending every year. And this year, it's just a bigger chip on Tom Brady's shoulder because that guy doesn't need any more of a chip. I mean, he still is fighting that, he was a 6th-round pick back in the 99 draft. He still has that chip on his shoulder. And then you tell him that he's deflating footballs and wins the Super Bowl, and now he's back in the driver's seat to probably win back-to-back. It's just a chip. It means absolutely nothing. They don't care about pleasing the league at all.
Yeah. So my thing is, that was it for our playoff predictions. I knew it was pretty short. I was gonna do a lot more, but I realized it's pretty late for one of my shows. Speaking of time, and speaking of things to come for the show, I wanted to let our audience know that we're going in a new direction. We are starting our show. We're having one show, which is Jamie's Sideline Podcast, where we cover everything. I wanted to cover football mostly today or tonight because football is the main topic right now and the main topic of discussion. So we might have one show focused on football, one show focused on college football, all that stuff, instead of 3 separate shows, just to make it easier on the viewers. And we are now starting with a new time. You're wondering why there's at the Hype Network on the Blab title. Well, I'm going to explain that to you. Basically, the Hype Network is a new show launched by the prevalent faces in the community Ricky Prime, and others to help our shows and channels grow and to help each other out. So basically, I've been put in a time slot Wednesday, 6 p.m. my time, which would be 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. That way, there's one scheduled time for everything, and you guys don't have to worry about tune in at 3 o'clock this day and 5 o'clock this day. That way, this is all set up. I wanted to do this on Friday because my schedule has been a lot of craziness with school and finals. But from now on, we are going to Wednesdays at 6 o'clock my time, which is 5 Pacific. And if you're on the East Coast, that's 8. So it's pretty late over in the East Coast. But hopefully all of our East Coast viewers will still enjoy the late night sports talk and still stick around with us. But it's just to make it easier on the viewers and hopefully everybody involved with the show. But that is Jamie's Sideline Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. As always, from Jamie, from Lori, and from John, peace out.